What's going on, y'all? Back with Group Home Stories, Part 3. So, Tate was coming back from his home visit, and he was pulled me in the room and showed me that he had got some Xanax and some little footballs back in that he was prescribed, and he was telling me that he had ran into this little white chick in school that was already buying the pills that the group home was giving us, but he was saving his up, taking them to school, selling them. And his Xanax strip actually had came in when he went home. His mom sent them back, and he was supposed to turn them in to Mr. Lorenzo and Mr. BJ, but he didn't. So we get to school, and we go in the bathroom. He ain't bring nothing but maybe about 10 of them, and I had brought a couple of little grams of weed, the good weed and the mid. So the girl brother walks in. Little corny man, you wouldn't even think dude smoke weed and pop pills and stuff, but a little corny little white boy walked in. They was doing, we in high school, so they was doing the dip, like where they put the tobacco in the bottom of their lip. He walk in, he spitting the brown stuff all on the floor in the bathroom, just tripping. So he gets the, he wants to smell the weed and stuff. I let him smell the weed. He ended up getting a gram of the good weed, and he had bought all the mid that I had with me. He had bought all of that from me. So he then he goes holler at Tay. Tay give him whatever, how many amount of pills. I wouldn't even hip on no selling no pills or nothing, because that was really unheard of. Especially my original school was Dudley, and it's just a big transition from going to an all black school to an all white school. Cause we was going to Southeast, Northeast, one of them. I think it was Southeast high school. Like everything was different about this school. Normally, you used to seeing all black kids, Chevys and Hondas, Cadillacs in the student parking lot. At this school, you seen them big mud trucks, 4x4s, and they was lifting them trucks up back in the day, the early 2000s. They was doing that, putting the lifts on the trucks, because I know we was definitely putting lift kits on the Chevys and stuff. So you'll see, so like later on, going through school, everything went smooth, nothing happened, nothing out the ordinary. So later, the little white girl, she comes back and finds me. I ain't never did no business with her, but she know that, me and Tay was calling each other brothers while we was at school, so wouldn't nobody know we was in a group home. So she like, hey, you're Tay brothers, right? And I'm like, yeah. She was like, hey, do you have any more of that the Kush weed? And I was like, yeah, I got a little gram of it left. She was like, how much did you charge my brother? And I was like, I charged him $20. She was like, oh, well, I only have $10 on me. You think I can get the gram and I'll bring you back $10 tomorrow? And I was like, man, I don't really do it like that, because you might not come back and pay me, or then I can't say nothing if you don't pay me, because then I'm snitching on myself. She was like, no, I promise you, I'll give it back to you. Just, I don't have any more cash on me. I just got credit card. We wasn't using no credit cards back in the day. Like, it was just straight cash only. You didn't hear about, kids my age, teenagers and stuff walking around with credit cards. I mean, it wasn't out the normal to see kids driving my age, but it was definitely out of the normal to see, kids that wasn't out in the streets with actual money, and they using credit cards, and, they just living life almost like adults. So she convinced me to go ahead, give her the gram. She gave me the $10. She said she was gonna bring me back $10 tomorrow at school. Man, next day roll around, she comes back. She gives the first thing early in the morning. As soon as, we get out the van, we walking through. She right there at the door. She was like, hey, I told you I got you. Right there in front of the little hall monitors and the little people that greet you at the door. Right in front of them. So she gave me the $10. We had walked in the cafeteria going to get breakfast. She had gave me the $10. So now she got two of her homegirls with her, and, a couple of their little boyfriends and stuff. everybody asking me, was I the guy with the weed? So I'm like, yeah, what's up? They like, they wanted to get some smoke from me. But I ain't bring none to school because, I'm kind of nervous and, like, I don't want to get jammed up in school for no weed, especially at this white school, because the sheriff officer, he had already let us know. Because, see, the teachers and the adults, they knew that we was in a group home. The students just didn't know we was in a group home. And the sheriff officer, he had already let us know that they didn't tolerate no shenanigans, and if we get caught with anything that we're not supposed to have at school, we will be prosecuted to the fullest. So I ain't bring no smoke. But, I did have a cell phone that I used to sneak in the group home and stuff. So I had told them to, just take my number down, and when they wanted some weed, just text me and I would bring it to school. So cool. All that week, they text me, hey, bring this, bring this, bring this, bring this. Me and Tay tearing them up. He's selling them pills, I'm selling them weed. So then I started saving my pills, because normally I just save them, spit them out, or, throw them away or whatever. I started saving my pills just because, I'm curious to how much money can I make. So that weekend roll around, I earn my home pass, go home and stuff like that. I go back to the neighborhood, and I'm telling my homeboy what I had going on, my best friend. I'm like, bro, you wouldn't believe, like, bro, there's a lot of money down there. Like, he's selling weed at Dudley. I'm selling weed over there at Southeast. We just exchanging stories, bro. I made this much in school this week. I made this much in school. I'm telling him, like, bro, they be buying pills. And he like, what? It's foreign to us, like, pills. He like, what type of pills? I'm like, bro, believe it or not, crazy medicine, bro. Like, these kids are addicted to fucking Xanaxes and Ritalin and that ADHD medicine, Geodon. I know that. I think it's a blue pill, or it might be a peach pill. I forgot the colors. But they addicted. Like, these kids are 16, 17 years old, like 15 years old, and really addicted to these pills. It wasn't no pain pills. It was just straight up like attention disorder medicine and depression medicine. So, go back to the group home on that Sunday. I can't wait to get back to school, because now it's jumping. Now things is like, bro, now it's a little groove. But school getting ready to let out, though, because the summertime approaching. I had got to the group home in the wintertime. Now summertime approaching. Now school getting ready to let out. Probably a few months into, all of this right here. Not even a few months. Probably 3 weeks max, and school getting ready to let out. So, the next, that Monday roll around, I'm ready to get to school. We get to school. The resource officer comes up, and he like, hey, I want to talk to you real quick. So we goes to the principal office. I'm thinking it's some bullshit. I'm thinking, Lord, one of these mothers done dang on got caught and done told, or somebody parent done called up to the school. So the resource officer, we goes to the principal's office. Principal office dang looked me up, and he was like, hey, man, I just want to let you know you're doing real good here. The teachers have no complaints about you. You're getting all your work done. Pulling up your old school records and your prior school records, and it seemed like you're doing pretty good here. I know that your time at the group home is getting ready to come to an end, but if you would like to stay at this school, we'll have to get permission from your mom, and I think we have to get permission from your mom, and they'll have to release your records from Dudley. He was like, if you want to stay here, just think about it. You're doing pretty good. If I was you, I'd take advantage of the opportunities that will be presented to you. Because this school, I ain't gonna lie, it was a good school, man. Auto body shops, like everything, I ain't gonna lie, everything that Dudley offered, this school's offered times two. Like, they was actually getting people jobs, and like the kids, they had a program there where they can get you a job, but because we was in a group home, we couldn't do it. But I'm saying, I'm thinking it's some bullshit. So once he tell me, I'm doing a good job and all of that, and the resource officer telling me that he's been observing me, and it seems like I'm fitting in pretty good, yada yada yada. They let me go. Tay see me coming out. He like, bro, you good? And I'm like, yeah, bro. They telling me that I was doing good and stuff like that. Like they wanted to see if I wanted to stay at the school. And he like, oh, word, that's what's up. Shit, I stay too. See, Tay was court ordered to be there too. So I think he had to stay until he was like 18, or when the group home felt like he deserved to go back home. So we get back to the group home and stuff, regular routine. Everybody, if you got homework, do your homework. After that, you got a little leisure time. Then you start on your chores, then dinner, shower, get ready, lights out, all of that stuff. So the next morning, Mr. Joe on shift. Normally, Mr. BJ was the one that worked the first shift, drop us off at school, and then Mr. Joe will come in and work the rest of that until Issa come in. But Mr. Joe there, by the time we wake up, he waking everybody up. Mr. Joe there, he want to do another room search, but this time now he searched me and Tay. The little kids that's already done told one time, they jealous, they hating, they mad because I done cut them off. They get nothing else from me. And then Tay running his mouth too much. He's telling everybody what's going on as far as he's making money in school. So they goes and tell Mr. Joe now that we selling drugs at school. Mr. Joe wants to do a room search, so he tears the damn room up. Tears both our room up. Mr. Lorenzo pop up. He's telling Mr. Lorenzo that they telling him that we taking drugs to school, selling drugs. So Mr. Lorenzo do another search. Mr. Lorenzo search us before we goes out. So Mr. Lorenzo sit me and Tay down, and he talking to us and letting us know, hey man, y'all gonna be in a lot of trouble if y'all get caught at that school. He was like, because I know I have to give the principal a heads up. So I looked at Mr. Lorenzo and was like, dude, why would you go and tell them that we selling drugs at school and you don't even know? Plus, they just told me yesterday that I was doing a good job and I wasn't getting in no trouble. Now they gonna be watching me like I'm a criminal. Mr. Lorenzo thinks about it and he like, okay, yeah, y'all right, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna search all rooms every day from this point on, because if y'all get in trouble at that school, that's gonna make the group home look bad to where they might not even let us enroll any more students, any more clients to the school. So I'm like, all right, man, I'm tell you, we ain't doing nothing. I don't know what bruh doing. I got to make it look good. I don't know what bruh doing, but I know I ain't doing nothing. Don't mix me in nothing. Mr. Lorenzo like, all right, Chris, I'm trying to tell you. I'm knowing that I'm getting ready to go home anyway. When school let out, I'm already getting ready to, my time at the group home is ending anyway, because I was only there for where it was supposed to be for a year, 6 months to a year. But when they asked me did I wanted to stay that first 6 months, I did tell them yeah, because by then other residents came through. I was getting more comfortable. I was chilling. So couple of days, time done rolled past, everything cool. The teachers, ain't reporting anything. The principal ain't reporting anything. Because now Mr. Lorenzo going in there getting a report. Every Friday, Mr. Lorenzo will go in there and get a report. Now it's the last couple of days of school. All the little kids in there, they kind of sad because they know that I'm leaving. I'm not coming back. I thought about staying at that school, but, I was just ready to get back to my school, my homeboys, my peers, my little lifestyle. So everybody that don't got my number that I wasn't dealing with, now they want my number because, bro, jam-packed, bro. All them kids started buying weed from me. Like, they wasn't used to the kush. It was hard for them to find the kush because that was mostly sold in the hoods and stuff. They parents and stuff grow a little mid-grade, homegrown weed and stuff like that. So they was used to getting that. But at kush, they weren't used to getting that. You had to come to the hoods. So they get my number. Right before I was supposed to get out the group home, it was one day, this was it was definitely a weekday because I go home on the weekend. Mr. Joe there, but he substituted second shift for Mr. Issa. Issa had some type of exams before, because they in college, so they getting ready to get out of school as well. Mr. Joe there, man, this dude did not like me. He's a grown man. I'm still a teenager, and he was just the biggest hater. Like, he just a hater because I'm fresh, man. I'm going to buy shoes, I'm going, I'm buying stuff. I'm clothes. You could tell, like you could start to tell, all right, now something different, because every time he come back from a home visit, he got a new pair of shoes. He got a couple pairs of outfits, earrings, all that little stuff. So Mr. Joe just being a hater, real live hater. So Mr. Joe ends up, like I say, he works second shift for Issa. So we didn't go on our outing for this day because Mr. Joe act like he's sick, but he's still at work because nobody's else there to cover the shift. So we didn't go on our outing. Kind of pissed off because that would be my little chance to get away, smoke a little cigarette, because he can't keep an eye out on all of us at one time. Plus, he normally, when we would go on outings, they would normally stick to the younger kids a little bit more, because they would get into little goofy stuff while we would be on our outings. The older guys, we just wanted to chill, and then it didn't want to be too obvious that we was in a group home. We didn't want to get picked on and have to fight, because we done did that one time before once. They had found out we was in a group home at the library. We in there fighting one day because now they trying to play us. So, Mr. Joe, we didn't go on out. We all at the crib. Mr. Joe walking around doing stupid stuff. Want to check your rooms. Anytime we'll go outside for a little bit, come back in, he want to smell our fingertips, and he's smelling our hair, smelling our clothes, all type of little stupid stuff. But if you want to hear part 4 of this, give me a like, give me a comment, and I'm going to drop part 4.